Hi, I'm Pat. I play drums in a band called Anti-Flag.
You might have heard of them, maybe, possibly, over the 20 years.
Actually, we were just talking about, we played the Nile Theater maybe 10 years ago or
that was
something
about
like
10 years ago, I think. I think I still have a flyer at home, actually, from the show.
It was a good show. And I remember this neighborhood was a lot more dead. There's now some more things going.
Yeah, I started. I mean, possibly couldn't have thought, we're gonna do this for 20 years, we're going to do this for 20 years.
No, I actually, and I still tell my girlfriend this, that we're almost done. We're almost done. We're only going to do this for another 3 months and then we're going to be done. Because she hates the travel. But, yeah, it's, we like to be in the van, we like to play music, and like to travel around and see things. So that's the best way of being able to do that.
I think as long as you enjoy what you're doing, I mean, it's not something that you would put a time on.
There's a time when people stop asking you to play shows. So at that point, you're like begging at the front door, like, please let me play a show.
You guys finished this part of the tour.
Yes.
This tour is done at what? 2 more shows, I think, right?
Working on a new record, doing some of that. We're gonna go home for the winter, obviously, and not do anything in January, February. But then March, April, we're gonna start touring again. Just do what we always do, go out and play shows.
How's this tour been so far?
It's been a lot of fun. We did a tour with Les and Jake a number of years ago. So it's fun. We've known those guys forever, and it's nice to be out with them. And then the Intruders and the Get Dead guys are, good dudes and good bands.
Play with Intruder before? Or?
No, this is my first experience with
great.
them. And I know what they look like without the mask.
I ran into that, and,
yeah.
Some of us were like, put it on. Some of us were like, keep it off. So it's just like,
well, you're not allowed to see them without the masks on. It's very important.
Yeah, we had to put hoods over our cameras.
Yeah.
And it's like, no!
Well, it's funny because I grew up in the Kiss era. And I remember having magazines where Gene Simmons had was able to get a handkerchief in front of his face before the press people took the photo. So you got to keep that mystique going. You don't want Gene Simmons is an ugly motherfucker, so it's good that he had a mask on or makeup on for his whole career.
We're probably close to the same age.
Yeah.
The kid I was when they took the makeup off.
You're like,
I was
what
like,
is this?
So disappointed.
Those dudes are fucking weird.
Yeah,
I met those guys. Paul Stanley is a lovely gentleman. Gene is
reality show.
Yeah, exactly. That is who he is. So that's But Paul Stanley was a lovely gentleman. We talked about watches. He's a big fan of watches, which I thought was weird because I get my watch at Kmart, but he has a lot of expensive watches.
Oh, so you guys you're working on another album?
Yes. Yeah. Nothing really put together yet. We've got about 5 or 6 songs, maybe 7 songs written so far. But we'd like to try and write a number of songs in a group. Just write a bunch of songs and then go away, do something else, go on tour, whatever, and then go back and write some more songs. So that's where we are right now. We're in that process.
I mean, when you're not doing stuff with the band, is there other side stuff you work on?
I actually own a restaurant, which is a really bad choice. Yeah, I have a friend who's a really amazing chef, so he and I own a restaurant. It's a little bistro, it has vegan stuff. Justin does solo stuff. Heading to play in a band called the White Wives as well when we're out, when we're not doing it. So we also have the record company, and we just released a band called World's Scariest Police Chase. It's fucking amazing.
You
should check that out. And All Dinosaurs is another great band.
That's great. I mean, you wouldn't sometimes imagine or think a restaurant a lot of times, guys in bands.
For me, restaurant world in right now, chefs are sort of like rock stars.
Oh yeah.
And so it's sort of like a band. You give a chef the tools to create what he does, and hopefully he doesn't fuck it up, which is sort of like a band where you give them, you're like, here, we're gonna release your record. Don't go out and kill anybody. Don't be a fuck up, and go and do what you love to do. So it's sort of, in my mind, it's sort of the same type of thing.
You were mentioning the label. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of stuff going on with it right now.
Yeah.
Very busy time.
Yeah, for sure. And that's awesome. We have a new guy at home who's doing a lot of work with the label. We did the 20-year 7-inch series, or we're in the middle of doing that. Those are coming out every month or so. A new 7-inch with 2 songs. 2 songs from us, and then 2 songs from one of the other bands that are on the label, or actually there's some other bands that we just love the band and they're not on the label, but you could, when we started the label, you could release any bullshit and you'd sell 20,000 copies because punk rock is cool. Now, nobody cares about punk rock, so we're just doing these really limited, cool little things and create small pieces, which is much more fun for me. It's much more interesting, and it's gone to be more of a people who are really into music and punk rock, because all the shitty posers and everything, they've all gone away, and the only people left are the ones who are really committed to it. So that's much more fun for me to create things that people like that are really interested in.
Well, we really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cool. Hi, I'm Pathetic, and you're watching AZ Kaos.